Welcome to VNT. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. In international politics, even a simple road can spark major drama. What might look like just a stretch of pavement can actually become a flashpoint for global tensions, especially when it cuts through some of the world's most rugged and resource-rich landscapes. Today, October 25, 2025, the U.S. and Canada, usually close allies, are at odds over President Donald Trump's plan for a new Alaskan road. This isn't just a local squabble, it's a dispute that's making headlines across both countries and raising eyebrows around the world. Trump wants to build the 201-mile Ambler Road deep into Alaska's untouched wilderness, opening up the Ambler Mining District, a treasure trove of copper, cobalt, and gold. These minerals are crucial for everything from smartphones to electric vehicles, making the stakes even higher. For Trump, this road is about more than just transportation. It's about national security and economic independence, cutting reliance on foreign minerals, especially from China, and boosting American jobs. Supporters say it could launch a new era of prosperity for Alaska and the entire country. The project, once halted over environmental concerns, is now being fast-tracked as a top priority. Environmentalists warn of irreversible damage to fragile ecosystems, but the administration insists the benefits outweigh the risks. But there's a catch. Much of Alaska's supplies travel through Canada, and Canadian leaders aren't happy with Trump's aggressive trade stance. They worry the road could disrupt their own environment and economy, and see it as a threat to their sovereignty. In response, Canada has announced its own countermeasures, escalating tensions and putting the famously friendly U.S. Canada relationship to the test. Protests have erupted, and politicians on both sides are digging in their heels. The stage is set for a high-stakes standoff over a road that could reshape North America's future. As both nations brace for what comes next, the world is watching to see whether compromise or conflict will pave the way forward. Why does this remote road matter so much? At first glance, it's just a thin line etched across a vast, untouched wilderness, but beneath the surface, this path represents a crossroads for America's future, where economic opportunity, national security, and environmental values collide. Deep below Alaska's tundra lies the Ambler Mining District, one of the world's richest yet largely untapped sources of copper and cobalt. These minerals are the backbone of modern technology, powering everything from smartphones and electric vehicles to advanced military equipment. As global demand soars, the pressure to access these resources intensifies. The Trump administration, with Interior Secretary Doug Burgum at the helm, championed the Ambler Road as a strategic move in the escalating tech race against China. For U.S. leaders, securing a domestic supply of these critical minerals is not just about economics. It's about maintaining a technological edge and safeguarding national interests. To ensure access, the U.S. government has even purchased a 10% stake in Trilogy Metals, the Canadian company exploring the region. This investment signals just how high the stakes are, and how far the U.S. is willing to go to secure its mineral future. Supporters argue the road will do more than unlock minerals. They say it will create thousands of jobs, boost local economies, and fuel American industry, helping the U.S. reduce its reliance on foreign suppliers and strengthen its manufacturing base. But the proposed route slices through some of Alaska's most pristine wilderness, crossing hundreds of rivers and streams. For many, this raises serious concerns about the long-term impacts on fragile ecosystems and the people who depend on them. Alaska Native communities and environmentalists fear the road will disrupt caribou migration and salmon runs, vital lifelines for traditional ways of life. The loss of these resources could threaten food security, cultural heritage, and the delicate balance of the region's natural world. The Ambler Road is more than just a stretch of infrastructure. It's become a flashpoint in a larger debate over how America should balance economic ambition with environmental and cultural preservation. The project has sparked heated protests, passionate town meetings, and fierce debate at every level. The stakes are enormous: national security, economic growth, and the fate of Alaska's wildlands all hang in the balance. Every decision made here could ripple far beyond the state's borders, shaping America's resource policy for decades to come. As the U.S. pushes forward, opposition is mounting, not just from local communities, but from environmental groups and even international voices. The world is watching to see which path America will choose. The question remains, can America secure its future prosperity and security without sacrificing its values, its wild places, and the rights of its indigenous peoples? The answer to that question may well define the next era of U.S. resource policy and the legacy we leave for generations to come. Canada isn't backing down. In the face of mounting trade tensions, the country is making it clear that it won't be pushed around by its southern neighbor. British Columbia, Alaska's main land bridge and a vital artery for goods, is leading the charge with bold new measures that could reshape the region's economy. Premier David Eby has announced new tolls on American trucks traveling to and from Alaska, directly targeting the supply line that keeps the state running. These tolls are designed to send a strong message to Washington. These tolls hit time-sensitive goods, fresh produce, medical supplies, and other essentials that Alaskans rely on every day. They also impact vital equipment for Alaska's industries, from construction to energy, threatening to disrupt business as usual. Eby's government is also halting purchases of American products, signaling a broader economic pushback. And in a move that's making headlines, they're pulling Republican state alcohol from liquor store shelves, hitting American brands where it hurts. The message is clear. If the U.S. imposes tariffs and ignores Canadian interests, British Columbia will use its leverage and fight back with its own economic tools. For decades, the border was open and friendly, a symbol of cooperation and trust between neighbors. Now BC is building an economic wall, and the effects are already being felt on both sides. The province argues these measures are necessary to defend against American protectionism and to protect Canadian jobs and industries. The U.S. Canada partnership is being tested like never before, with both sides watching closely to see who will blink first. The stakes for Alaska, and for cross-border trade, are enormous, and the outcome could redefine the future of North American relations. British Columbia's bold move sparked a wave of action across Canada. Ontario, the country's economic engine, slapped a 25% surcharge on electricity exports to the U.S., a direct hit to American states relying on Canadian power. In the Yukon, Premier Ranj Pillai banned American products from government liquor stores and restricted U.S. companies from government contracts. These actions show rare Canadian unity, with provinces and territories standing together against Trump's trade threats. The dispute is no longer just federal, it's regional, with local leaders taking matters into their own hands. From the Pacific to the Arctic, Canada is signaling it's ready to endure economic pain to defend its interests. The U.S.-Canada trade fight is now a national issue on both sides of the border. On the ground, Alaskans and Yukoners are feeling the squeeze. Alaskans worry about rising costs and supply disruptions as new Canadian tolls threaten their lifeline for goods. The Alaska Trucking Association warns of higher prices for everything from groceries to building materials. Meanwhile, many Yukoners support their government's tough stance, seeing it as necessary pushback against Trump's policies. Some even suggest further measures, like banning Alaskan athletes from the Arctic Winter Games, or blocking Donald Trump Jr. from hunting trips. What was once a close northern partnership is now strained, with both sides digging in as the dispute deepens. The trade war's real impact is hitting everyday life. While most Alaskan cargo arrives by sea, the 10% that comes by truck is crucial. Fresh food, urgent medical supplies, and oil industry parts. New tolls threaten to make these goods scarcer and more expensive, raising the cost of living in an already pricey state. For Alaskan families, higher prices at the checkout are becoming a reality. On the Canadian side, boycotting U.S. goods and limiting contracts could mean fewer choices and higher costs for consumers. Ontario's electricity surcharge may push American utilities to seek new suppliers, risking a lucrative export market. In a trade war, both sides suffer, and it's ordinary people who pay the price. The longer the standoff lasts, the deeper the economic pain will go. This dispute marks a turning point for U.S.-Canada relations. What started as a domestic infrastructure plan has spiraled into a multi-front economic battle, exposing deep rifts between the two countries. If both sides escalate, more tariffs, more tolls, the result could be a full-blown trade war, disrupting supply chains and raising prices for millions. But there's still hope. Canada's united response might push both governments back to the negotiating table. A diplomatic solution could restore stability and protect the vital partnership both nations depend on. Ultimately, this is a test of whether neighbors can resolve differences through dialogue, not division. The future of the Ambler Road and the U.S.-Canada friendship hangs in the balance. As both countries stand at a crossroads, the choices they make now will shape North America for years to come.